Sensation back at you. Gonna do another quick video for you today. Trying to keep the videos going right here. We're in triple screen on, well, that ain't all we're on. I'll show you in a second, but we'll take a look at it. I'll flip you around here. We're back in triple screen. This time we're on the editing rig. I don't know why it's so dark today, but we'll put some light on it. We're on the editing rig here, but look what we set up. We got our cockpit set up. Get my phone out of your way so you can see. Get light on the situation. There we go. So we got the cockpit set up here, doing some testing. Already tested the Alienware because I'll show you what I'm working on. I had a buddy of mine on iRacing ship me a graphics card, and I'll tell you what happened to it. So these clip down in the slot on the motherboard. If you build PCs, you'll know what I'm talking about. Those clip down in the slot, and he didn't realize that they clipped in. And when he went to remove it, he snatched it out of there, and it broke the clip on the motherboard. And he thought it may have harmed the graphics card. Lucky for him, it didn't. But the card was running extremely hot. So I used the rest of my MX6 Arctic thermal paste on it. We got it re-thermal paste, and you can see I broke the seal there on the screw. So we got it re-thermal paste. And these are, if you haven't seen the ROG cards, the ASUS Strix ROG, these are a nice card. And they have RGB built into them too. So they are a nice card. I'm going to go ahead and we're going to test it with our Ryzen 2600X. We'll do bench testing and stuff on it. I just want to keep an eye on the temperature. So I'm going to get that installed, and I might throw you up on a tripod while I install it. But we'll get it installed and start testing it, and we'll see how it does. Alright, we're going to take our 6600 XT out of here so we can mount that other graphics card in it. Then we'll have to download the drivers. I'm trying to hold my phone in one hand. I got you set up on a tripod. So look at what Sensation goes through because he don't have enough lighting back here. That's my problem, guys and gals, not yours. Alright, we got a couple of these screws to take out of here. I don't want to drop it. Don't want to drop it. There we go. Before we do that, though, let's unplug our 8-pin here. 6600 XT, and this is good because I got the benchmarks from this one saved on the computer, so I'll be able to compare how this 2070 ASUS Republica Gamers Strix card does versus our 6600 XT Radeon Mech, which is an MSI card. I'm going to try to reach down here and get to this clip. I think our RGB come disconnected too. Nah, we ain't gonna worry about it right now. I just want to get that clip pushed down so we can, I get the clip pushed down and it just pulls it back up again. So that's why these clips get busted off. It only does that when you're trying to record and hold a phone, so let me fix that real quick. I don't want to break my motherboard, nor do I want to bust this damn. There we go. So we got it out of there. That first card's out here. Shine the light, and you can see the slot and stuff down there. We got the MSI card out. I'll set it to the side. I'll set it over here on the Dale. And let's get our ASUS card. That's going to go down in the hole. And hopefully this straightens the temperatures out on it. That would be my hope behind it. But let's get it set down in here. First we got to get it to line up with the slot. You don't want to force this stuff. You want to make sure that you got the slot lined up on it. If you got the slot lined up, it'll set right in there just like that. In this case, don't line up good. I can tell you guys and gals that, but it doesn't matter. I'm going to try to keep light on the situation. And in the meantime, I have to push in on the back of this case to get that screw hole lined up. And what I should have done probably is just pushed in a little bit back there to get it straightened out. These are a pain. They really are. This big card, the screw points are so inset on it. And then you have a case that's a little tweaked outward. So it makes this just a pain in the butt to do. But I believe we're going to get it here. Oh, drop our screw. Got the screw retrieved, and I'll move that. Correction. Had the screw retrieved. Threw it to God knows where. I don't know where the freak that screw is now. None of that can be good. And I had a whole bag of those screws. I don't know what we did with it, but we can test it with one. It ain't gonna hurt to test it with one screw. I'm not even gonna put the side panel back on for testing. So we got the one screw in it, and we'll hold it with that. All of that sucked. So this one's going to take two 8-pin powers. We got the first one. We're going to put the second one back together. Or put it together in general, because I never had to use it yet. But we're going to use it on this guy, and we're going to pretend like we can get this back together. 6 pins are fun. These 8 pins like this are fun. Get slid back into their slots. Once you do, though, it'll plug in a lot easier, just like that. So there you go. We are plugged back in. Our two 8 pins right there. So we got it plugged in. We got one screw in it. We'll try to find the other one. I'm going to get it set back up and hooked back up, and we're going to go ahead and start testing it. Well, it dawned on me, if I fire a couple of these computer screens up back here to light up the place a little bit. I think we might be installing drivers over here. Our screen went blank. And you know this computer. This is our little Dell XPS that I'm about ready to upload a bunch of videos on. I got lots of videos on this one. You're gonna love it. You're gonna love to see what it can do on iRacing right there for the old 2008 Dell. I don't know what happened here. We had a screen and then we didn't. There we go. We gotta get signed in and download some display drivers here. Uh-oh, we didn't plug our mouse back in. Hold on. Yeah, this is the tech work area, so it's a mess. See all kinds of cards and bolts and wrenches and stuff there. That's because we be working on stuff here. Alright, so we're going to fire up Firefox. And I know by checking when I had this on my iRacing setup, on the other one, I know by checking then, it was running almost 90 degrees Celsius max temperature. So we have an RTX 2070 Super. We need the drivers for it. Oh, we got Windows something. Some got 10, some got 11, so I don't know. We got 11 Pro. So we're going to search those real quick. Game ready driver Windows 11. Sorry, I didn't look at how I had you pointing there. So we'll get these drivers right here real fast. That says Windows 10. Who cares? It'll either work or it won't. So we got couple minutes left here on our download. So we'll get that downloaded real quick, and then we'll go ahead and start bench testing. I hate taking my RX 6600 XT drivers out, but we're probably going to have to. And I can just re-download them. Heck, it ain't going to hurt nothing to get the latest ones anyway. So we'll get these drivers installed for the 2070 Super, and then we'll start bench testing this thing and taking a look at the temperatures. This was after re-thermal pasting it with the Arctic MX6. It's my go-to thermal paste, and you know, we were hitting about 85 degrees, between 85 and 90 degrees Celsius on max load. So we'll see what we can get that down to now. Alright, I'll run this test more than once. This is Nova Bench 5. You see the score on our GPU right there is 509, and that's for the 2070. If I compare that against my RX 6600 XT, the 6600 XT scores better at 526. So 509 to 526. The cards were very close on this one. You look at the report right here. The system ranks higher than 72% of all systems tested. And you can see there's no problems with it. Everything's green check mark, relative performance, temperature, power, clock speed. On the GPU, the same thing. No bottlenecks or stutters detected in it. So that test is out of the way. We're going to go ahead, and they're very close. I mean, the total score is 1933. And with the Ryzen 5, we hit 2000 on a total score. But it was up and down. That was 1989. The lowest I got on the other one was 1978. But you can still see the graphics is still 522 on the lowest score. That's with the 6600 XT. So 6600 XT, at least on Nova Bench, definitely carries a little bit more punch. And that's in 3D, Direct 3D11. So it's in DirectX 11, basically. So that's going to do it for that test. The next one I'm going to run is called Heaven Benchmark. And we're going to run it at the system resolution, which is going to be 1920 by 1080. We're going to click Run. So that's going to load up real quick. We're going to go up here and click Benchmark. And I can already tell you they're very close in performance so far. This one may even be a tad bit better. The biggest thing I want to watch, I don't know how well you can see it, but if you look right there at the bottom one, you can see the temperature. So this is what we had hitting around 85 degrees to 90 degrees Celsius before. Well, you can see the frame when I do this too, the frame rates, it's on high settings. This is an old benchmark though. So it's not going to be as graphic intensive as what a lot of the newer games are, but it's still going to give the GPU a workout at 100% load, and that's what we need to see to check the temperatures on it. So I'm going to let this benchmark run through, and I'll catch you back on for the final result. Alright, we're coming up to the end of this test. We only got a couple more scenes left to go, and you can look at our graphics or our temperature now. And it's been running that for the whole benchmark. I think the highest I seen it get was 58 degrees Celsius. So I would say a guy that fixed that one up real good with the Arctic MX6 thermal paste. So that's all I use, and this is why I recommend it. The results here were tremendous. On Heaven benchmark, Unigine Heaven 4.0, 6377 barely beat out my 6600 XT. So in this benchmark, the 2070 Super beat my 6600 XT on the same exact setup here with the Ryzen 6 core. We're going to close this out. I'm really happy with the temperature on it. And it doesn't look like there's any problem with the graphics card. It ran the benchmark fine. I may do some more testing on it before I ship it back to them just to make sure, but that was our test system right there, Ryzen 5 2600X 6 core. on Windows 11 Pro. So that's that one. And over here, while that was doing it, I've been playing around on my Dell, but it was going to be a quick card to swap that out, or a quick video to swap it out. I should have showed the earlier testing on it, but I put it in my old Alienware because that's where I have my other 2070, and it actually performed very well in there. So I was happy about that, but then it was running hot, but it performed well. It performed as good as my other 2070 did, and I did it on a triple screen setup here. So that come out good. But the temperatures were running hot, like I said, about 85 to 90 degrees Celsius on iRacing. So I then decided that I would go ahead and thermal paste it, re-thermal paste it. When I took it apart, I'll post pictures on this video when I took it apart to show you how bad the thermal paste was on it. Let's just say that ASUS didn't put very much thermal paste on it to begin with. But I think the results speak for themselves. I mean, I was 85 to 90 degrees Celsius. Now I'm 50. Now I'm under 60 degrees Celsius at 100% load. So the card's cooling good. I think it's going to do well for him. I will do some more testing. I'm likely going to put it back on iRacing and run some laps with it and some races with it. But I'm going to be running some laps and races with this on triple screen, and I don't know if I'm going to do a video on it or not, but I might. I'm thinking about it, but I just don't know yet. Let me get this fired up again. There we go. 2 of the 3 anyway. There we go. Now we got 3 of 3. So we may turn some laps on iRacing on this thing. I haven't done it since I put the new version of Windows on it. This, I think it was a LTSC I put on here. Yeah. IoT LTSC, so wants me to log into iRacing. We're not going to do that right now. I want to get my graphics card swapped back around. Well, actually I don't until I do more testing, but I'd like to find that other screw that I lost. That's going to do it for this SimStation video. Testing my buddy's graphics card out, so everything looks good on the thing. Like I said, I'll do a little more testing. I'll get it boxed back up. He included the box for me and a return label, so there's a return label and the box with plenty of packaging. So he did me good there. But yeah, he included all that for me, so I'm going to get it boxed up and shipped out as soon as possible. Like I said, I'll just run some tests on iRacing with it, but that's about it. Been another fun one. Thanks for tuning in to the SimStation videos. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And I'm going to keep doing the budget stuff, the budget work, and having fun over here on my iRacing rigs. But tune in to the next one.